PGA European Tour is brought to you by Volvo.
Hello and welcome to the 27th Trophée Lancôme. I'm Steve Beddoe. It's the final round of the venue for edition number 27, the same as the first 26, Saint-Nom La Bretèche. The tree line par 70 course, 6,840 yards. That's the situation so far. Round one, it was Jamie Spence leading the way with a round of 65, one ahead of Montgomery and Parnevik. Parnevik coming through on the second day to share the lead with Ian Woosnam at 5 under. Difficult day, a lot of wind about. Colin Montgomery in the group, one behind. But Monty started with 3 birdies in the first 4 holes. And though he bogeyed this 18th hole, he set the target at 8 under. And Jasper Parnevik needed to get down in 2 from the front of the green to tie the lead. Rather better than that. 60 feet and 4 feet of swing. 9 under for Parnevik and a 1-shot lead to take into the final round. There's the situation, and looking very much like a 2-horse race. Ian Woosnam, of course, second in the Volvo rankings, looking to catch Colin Montgomery, who's trying to win the rankings for the 4th year in a row. And that's one of the sub-contests, and it means that Ian Woosnam must get off to a good start. In a moment, we're going to take you through the early highlights and then pick up the leaders around about hole 13. Good crowds in, and all ages. Golf in France still perhaps more a social than competitive sport, although that's changing. They've got a lot of good young juniors coming through. Well, yesterday Colin Montgomery birdied holes 1 and 2 and 4 to make a good start, and he was at it again. A birdie at the first, 456 yards, a par for Parnevik, and they were level. On then to the second, 399 yards, and again a pinpoint approach shot from Montgomery. Again a par for Parnevik. So this for the lead. So for the second day running, Montgomery had opened birdie. On to the third. First par 3, 207 yards. Again a par for Parnevik. Downhill putt for Montgomery that was only ever going into the middle of the hole. A hat-trick of birdies. And a lead now 2. And surely he couldn't maintain this sort of form. He could. 4 in a row, but at least Parnevik made his first birdie of the day to keep the gap at just 2.
Come on, next hole, lads.
Next hole, and the next hole, would you believe, produced a 5th birdie. 5 in a row. What a start for Montgomery, but he found a bunker at the 6th and his first bogey of the day. Parnevik also birdied the 5th hole and parred the 6th, so the gap just 1. And Monty in trouble at 7. He's hit his tee shot at this par 3 into the water. He's playing 3, having taken a drop. Well, almost a par. It could so easily have been a 5. Ian Woosnam took a 5 here. But Montgomery and Parnevik, who parred the hole, level again. And if it was a 2-horse race at the start of play, even more so now. Those two 6 shots clear of the field. Stuart Cage going well to move on to the first page of the leaderboard. Conditions pretty well ideal. Hot late summer's afternoon. Nice refreshing breeze which has just shifted around a little bit. Good for scoring. And Podrick Harrington taking full advantage with a 63. Now, he said he played well enough for a 67, but on the back 9 he chipped in 3 times, including 18 where he held a bunker shot for his 2. And that 63 should be good enough for a £3,000 Rolex watch for the low round of the week. Let's pick up the leaders again at the 11th. Colin Montgomery made his first par of the round at 8. So pars at 9 and 10, and the same for Parnevik, so no change. They're still locked at 11 under. And really nobody getting close to them. There's the 11th. 417 yards downhill with the drive. You have to worry about those bunkers on the left-hand side. the easy to miss on the right hand side on the rough. But Parnevik's huge drive, just a short iron in. Wind behind. Plenty of action on that one, so almost certainly a birdie coming up, and the gauntlet thrown down to Colin Montgomery. And you have to admire Parnevik's battling qualities, because he really kept going after that magnificent start from Monty. Seve, good finish last week, not so good this time round. A 73 to finish, and he finishes at +7. Colin Montgomery's reply to Parnevik was pretty good, and this for his 6th birdie of the day. Only a par. So a chance for the Swede to take the lead. These two went pretty well head-to-head last year at Barsebäck in the Volvo Scandinavian Masters, when Parnevik came out well on top. Terrific performance, because he's got these problems about getting into the Ryder Cup side. He doesn't actually qualify as a European or a member of the European Tour, because he plays in America, so he won't get points for this. But Colin Montgomery says he should be in our team at Valderrama. Not only is he among the top 12 players from Europe, he's among the top 5. And Jasper Parnevik proving Monty so right. Leads by 1. Nick Faldo, troubled by a sore hip throughout the week, at a 71 the finish for Faldo, but maybe looking for a win next week at Loch Lomond. And the Loch Lomond Invitational, you can see all 4 days of that on Eurosport. President Poet Mark Robson will be in the commentary box. 2nd to 13 for Parnevik. Both he and Monty making par 3s at the 12th. Now applause from the crowd, but that's not great. Just on the ridge and rolling back. Start to get into a tough stretch of the course now. This is the 6th hardest hole on the course, and both players on the dogleg just missing the fairway. Oh, he's got a flyer there. So problems for Montgomery. Bernhard Langer on the 15th. He's 2 over for the day. You can see this new broom handle putter that he's been using, with kind of mixed results so far this week. He's had a tendency, from what we've seen, to leave this range a little short. Down in 37 with bogeys at 3 and 4, to wait till the 12th for his first birdie, but he's just dropped the shot at 14. At least he got that one past, but maybe a foot or two too far. Really, it's that length of putt that has persuaded Langer to change to the long handle. Go back to 13, and at least Montgomery not obstructed by the trees. It's downhill all the way now. If he's not careful, he's going to be alongside Parnevik. There it goes. Only difference is that he's there for 3, Parnevik for 2. David Howes played well, the youngster from Swindon, in his rookie season. 2 under today. And you can see how the ball rolls away to the left-hand side of this 15. But anything short, and just almost in a funnel away and almost off the green. And Ross Drummond has a chance for pretty well his biggest check. He's having by far and away his best season. At the moment in 3rd place. Standing up to the pressure well. He's been working hard on the mental side of the game. 7 under. He was out in 34. While we were away, Colin Montgomery putting up to there. Got an 8-footer for his 5. So a real chance for Parnevik to break away. Some good scores in today. Patrick Sherland, a 68 early on, 68 for Craig Turner, Ignacio Garrido, 74 for Michael Campbell, who really is looking at a trip to San Roque to the Tour School in the winter after such a good year last year. Well done, but it is a 5. Jonathan Lomas from Hawkston Park, 68, along with Sevi. Surprising really that Jasper Parnevik or Colin Montgomery was so far away, because Parnevik putted first and pretty well the same line. Completes a set of 4 pars on 4 days at this tricky hole for Jasper Parnevik. He leads by 2. Ahead at 15. David Howe, you can see, a bit fooled by his first putt. And this big swing on this one from right to left as the player sees it. In line for his best finish of the year. It's been a more than useful season anyway. So David Howe at 6 under and going well, but playing for the minor places. And Jasper Parnevik, who just had to hold on to Colin Montgomery's shirt tails when the Scot made 5 birdies in a row at the start, for his patience rewarded. Parnevik leading by 2. And welcome back, and it's our leader Jasper Parnevik, and he's leading by 2. This is second to the 14th, rated the hardest hole on this course. It's into what wind there is. But he's hit a cracking drive again. Looks very good. Oh, and it is good. How about that when you're 2 shots ahead on the hardest hole on the course? And he's just saying to Colin Montgomery, well, you made a good start, but I'm still here and I'm playing well. And of course, Colin Montgomery perversely isn't playing so well. He doesn't miss many fairways, but he's starting to stray. That's 2 in a row. Cut this one round, and not be quite sure how it's going to come out of the rough. It looks to be lying reasonably okay. Good contact, and a little unlucky to find the sand, but it's an elevated green. There's Parnevik's ball. Jamie Spence making up this trio, slipping back with a 38 to the turn, not really in the picture. And this is Bernhard Langer, the 16th. Par 5, which is rated the easiest hole on the course. Just about reachable in 2 for the bigger hitters. He's playing with Paul Broadhurst, 3 under. Level par for the day and staying that way. And the third member of this trio, Paul Eales, is going along quite tidily. Now Mark Rose won here before, finished with a 65. He'd have to do it again and hasn't. Over for the day.
Get the right bounce.
That one to come round up the hill at 15 and got quite a fast putt. He made a birdie here yesterday, but he only had 24 putts in his 3rd round, only 11 on the back 9. Bernhard Langer's had at least 1 win every year for the past 17 prior to 96. He hadn't missed a cut for 5 years until the Volvo PGA. So he's had injury problems, worries about his putting again. If anyone can fight through them, this man can. Beaten the Yips twice. Well done. Back to level. And 1 over so far for today's round. It's Peter Coleman, who been on Scott Hoke's bag for a few weeks in America while Bernhard wasn't too sure of his schedule. You can see how much a swing there is on this one at 15 for Mark Rowe. He's almost aiming it out right angles. Just starting to find his true form. Such a difficult year last year domestically and injury-wise, and probably mentally as well. And it was a little bit on his nerves, but there were signs. Certainly at Collingtree, British Masters, he was coming back, and again this week, the old confidence is there, and good to see him back on the leaderboard. Well, the line was right. One about the pace. I'll tell you, that's not bad from there. Not bad at all. Hole behind, and Colin Montgomery. Well, the crowd like that rather more than Colin does. He will be putting before Jasper Parnevik, so Parnevik may have the chance to double his lead. Let's take a look at that second shot again. It's a hole of 467 yards, to say, into the wind. Elevated green, bunkers right and left, and that was pinpoint. When he took on Monty at Baselbeck last year, his iron play was superb, and he ended up winning by 5 shots. And he just played great golf all week long. Drummond's best finish of his career was second at Slady Hall behind Retief Hussain. Third place here would pretty well sure will be his biggest ever check. Understandably a little defensive. Doesn't look that good, but at least he's left himself an uphill putt for his par. And here's Jamie Spence, 1 over today. Took a double bogey 7 at the 8th, which rather ruined his card. He opened with a bogey as well. Got a birdie at 10. It's been pars all the way since. First round leader. Much examining of lines going on. There's the situation. You can see this is a key moment in the tournament. Monty, you feel, has to hold this. He has to get a par and put a little bit of pressure on Parnevik. If he misses in the Swede holes, it's a 4-shot cushion with 4 holes left. And he's been in a rich vein of form. Certainly last week, yeah. Needs a birdie or 2 now. Strange to think that he made those first 5 and hasn't picked up a shot since. No, he knew. Needed to be harder to hold the line. That's 2 bogeys in a row. And since those 5 birdies, he's dropped 4 shots. There's a Squirrel, Parnevik's caddy. Recognise that posture. That's the one he used to adopt when he was helping Mark James win the Moroccan Open last year. He goes down on the towel. This year decided that he would carry the bag of Jasper Parnevik in America. guess he's right to take as much time as he can. He knows this might be for the tournament as good as. Be very comfortable with a 4-shot lead. The lead is 4. Parnevik going so well. There are some famous names on the Trophée Lancôme. Colin Montgomery's was on there last year. So he's looking forward to retaining his trophy, but there's no Swede as yet. But Jasper Parnevik, a 4-shot lead with 4 holes to play.
Attention.
And again, he's Mr. Fairway. Normally so reliable off the tee. Problems continue for Colin Montgomery. Fair play with Costatina Rocket. David Howe. So 3 top 10 finishes so far this year. 68th in the Volvo rankings. He's 63rd, I think. And that's a pretty good start. And this could be the biggest week of his rookie career so far. Jasper Parnevik chatting away to Jamie Spencer, who's probably more concerned about who the new Arsenal manager will eventually be, I guess. Got a season ticket at Highbury. This is 15. Again, longest par 4. 438 yards. Those 2 bunkers not really in play for these players. They fly those. And then it's quite fiercely uphill. And it's a difficult green, as I say. Anything on the left-hand side rolls away and quite often finishes off the green. Sharply contoured, as you saw from Mark Rosepup so far this week. 30 birdies, but rather more bogeys and even double bogeys. Pin today, 24 paces on, 5 from the left-hand side, so it's a tricky pin placing. Having seen that, we go to 16 and watch Ian Woosnam on this par 5. Made 2 birdies out of 3 on this hole so far this week. He was out in 36. Found trouble at the 7th. You may remember Colin Montgomery put his ball into water, well so did Ian Woosnam, and took a double bogey 5. Costatina Rocker, 11 straight pars to start, made his first birdie at 12, but a lucky 13 double bogey 6 there. That's a level par. Full days, picked up a shot since then. 15, he made a birdie 3, one of those 30 birdies. 17, slight dog leg from left to right, again into the wind, all the closing 3 holes into the breeze. Just dropped a shot at each of the last 3 holes, so the size of his check is falling away. He missed that putt for par at 15. See how the players can't see the bottom of the pin. That's away almost into the sand. Every fairway that Montgomery misses, Parnevik seems to be stronger and stronger. 31-year-old from Stockholm, lives mostly in Palm Beach, Florida now. 2 wins over the Scandinavian Masters last year, and before that the Bells Scottish Open at Glen Eagles. It was back in 1993. Still looking for his first win in America. Very nearly got it in the Greater Milwaukee Open. Bogeyed the last to miss out. Came third. That's a very good golf swing. I see how that's collected away to let you won't mind that too much. Again, he's left himself an uphill putt. And really, he just has to play par golf in now if Montgomery can birdie the last 4 to match his start. Well, good luck to him, but it's going to be difficult, particularly as his driving touch seems to have deserted him. Difficult pin to get at this. He's got to come in over the bunker. Trees on the left hand side making it a little bit harder for his favourite shot. Wind behind.
Magnifique.
Well, magnifique say the crowd, but it ain't. Not on the dance floor. And he just has to be a little bit careful. He's stuck in a rut, and if he can't win, he wants second place. Remember, there's 60,000 ahead of Ian Woosnam in the race to win the Volvo rankings. Woosie not going that well, but second shot at 16. Long iron out. Just laying up. Woosnam 1 over for the day. So this title really does look to be destined for Sweden. Parnevik safely onto the 15th green, Montgomery not. And Ross Drummond just coming up, and maybe Monty will have a battle to hold on to second place. But the title looks like it's going to Sweden. And welcome back. The title looks as if it's going to Jasper Parnevik, but Stuart Cage from Yorkshire in England enjoying a pretty good final round. He started with a 66, he finishes with a 67. And that gets him comfortably into the top 10 with 2 players out on the course with the tough holes to come. Could have been even better, 31 to the turn, but no doubt that the second half was harder than the first 9. That's Bernhard Langer at 17. Take him a week or two to really get used to that new putting style. Into the chest rather than the chin, as favoured by Sam Torrance. Sam around a 76 today. I think he threw 1 or 2 other scores. Martin Gates had a 70, Barry Lane 71, Carl Mason a 72, and 70 for Per Holdsrud from Norway. Useful putt from Jamie Spence. Third shot for Mark Rowe into the par 5 16th. Just trying to punch that one in. Nope. It's long.
There's a wind gone. Huh?
Well, this is Colin Montgomery at 15.
Please, could you off the rope? Thank you. You're moving the rope there. Thanks.
I don't know how you can get this one close. It's so fast, and you can see what he was trying to do was just dribble it on and let it release down the green, but he's still got a difficult shot left. And really the wheels, 3 of them at least, off the wagon. This man could come second. If he makes that putt. Going to pass the £100,000 mark for the first time in his career. This year for Colin Montgomery, and twice second, and a little fight on his hand to finish second today now. You see, he wasn't so far away with that first chip, was he? Just look at how fast that is. But of course he was in the wrong position right from the time his tee shot missed the fairway. David Howell. Must be feeling a little bit of pressure now. I suspect this man's not. It's all become rather straightforward for him. Doesn't need to do anything headstrong with this one, just up by the hole side will do. And the lead could be 5, possibly even 6. Well, he can afford to smile. Didn't have to hold that. Would have been nice if he had, obviously, but he's going to gain at least one more shot on Colin Montgomery. Not too far from dead for his bogey 5 at the moment. So Jasper Parnevik on his way surely to his 3rd win on the European Tour. This is Ian Woosnam's 3rd shot at 16. Falling more than just Mark Rowe at 16. This one downhill, quite a swing from left to right. It's Ian for a 3-4 footer, how much he's allowing. Well, in the end, a 5 that could have been worse, but the difference is 5 shots again now. Jasper Parnevik. 2 other scores: Andrew Coulthard at 70, Stephen Ames at 69, Gary Orr 75, Rafferty 75, Rivero 78, Struve 71. And that could be wet water on the right hand side and allowing it into the pond. Never displays an awful lot of emotion, but furious with that one. Drummond for his birdie. And this to tie 2nd. Lucky, says the caddy, but the pros don't like missing on the low side. Cross 39 now. On the tour since 1978 and always managed to hold on to his card. Never higher than 34th in the money list, currently 57th in the Volvo rankings, and I think if he keeps up like this, no disasters over the last 2 holes. You see, just one behind Colin Montgomery. Montgomery really isn't playing very well at the moment. We're looking for that 2nd place check of over £72,000. UT, some 33 yards back on this 16th. He moved it forward a little from there for the last couple of rounds or so. Not holding back. And again finds the middle of the fairway. It slopes from left to right. He's opened up the hole. There's David Howell for his birdie at 17. And should Ross Drummond falter, David Howell maybe got his eyes on third place. Philip Price at 72, Miguel Angel Jimenez at 68, Howard Clark at 75, Roger Davis at 68, he's had a better week. David Guilford at 70, Peter Baker at 73, not a good weekend for Baker. He was big buddies and was Ryder Cup partners with this man, Ian Woosnam, who saves his par at 16, and he went through in 3, chipped back past the hole. Peter Baker at 73, Peter Mitchell at 72, Tomala Book at 78, Stuart Kay's at 67. Nope, he doesn't like it again. That's gone left. That's gone a long way left. Well, I think this is the worst I've seen Colin Montgomerie drive in many a moon. He really is struggling at the moment, and just shows, even though he makes the game look very easy at times, it's far from that. Must have felt that he was charging to victory with 5 birdies to start, but he's not. 5 birdies to start, but now he's 5 shots behind Jasper Parnevik, and he's got a fight on his hands to hold off Ross Drummond, who's looking for 2nd place. So all Parnevik has to do, keep the ball in play. Well, Colin Montgomerie said he was looking forward to retaining his Trophée Lancôme title. Hasn't worked out that way. He trails Jasper Parnevik by 5. Monty in trouble in the trees at 16. This is the hole the eagled on Friday. Trying to come out, hit a tree out sideways. Still not lying well, still not on the fairway, and still to play. There's Bernhard Langer. Remember, he was in the water. That's for a bogey 4. Langer finishes with a round of 72. Found in 37. Couple of birdies coming back, but a couple of bogeys as well. Parnevik's made 3 birdies out of 3 at this 16th so far this week. Left, but it's okay. It's not quite on it. Been straight and bounced on the fairway. I think it might have just crept onto the putting surface, but again it's in play, and one or two of the marshals getting excited. Parnevik seems the calmest man on the course. If he had a 5-shot lead, he probably will be as well. Poor Colin Montgomerie. When it gets like this, you just lose your concentration a little bit, so you're more likely to be distracted. Great enthusiasm amongst the gatherers, but perhaps not too much etiquette. Just played that, and saw the marshal just walk out in front of him. Fortunately, he didn't catch Monty's eye. He was on the ball then. But he's short in 3, and he just can't make pars, let alone birdies at the moment. Quite astonishing, but he's such a tough character. He'll be down for a little while, but he'll take something positive out of this week, and he'll be back there next week at Loch Lomond, firing on all cylinders again, and he'll still be the man to beat. And poor Broadhurst at the closing hole. And that was for par. Not a particularly good finish for Broady. dropping shots at 17 and now at 18. Home in 38, no birdies at all. He's been out in 34, so that's a 72, and he finishes 1 under. But for the past few weeks, he's been there or thereabouts. Ross Drummond at 17 won't know the problems that are affecting Colin Montgomery, but has a golden chance to finish top Scot. Too unlucky just on the first cut of semi. Pushed it right. Really, in the circumstances, a bad mistake. He will know it. What he won't know is that Montgomery is still some distance from the 16th, playing 4. The difference between second and third place, £32,000. It's not peanuts, is it? Who's this in the trees? I think it's Ian Woosnam. 5'4.5" of him. Left at 17. He'll punch this one low. Missed it on the right earlier in the week. He caught the branches again. And just knocks it straight down, and the only good thing, knocks it out. So no chance from Ian Woosnam. And Silvio Graffasoni, not the happiest of rounds for the Italian either. 18, and now just be careful now. Oh, it's going. Oh, if that goes all the way. Oh, and he was unlucky there. Must have bounced hard. A lot of players lay up short of the green and try and take that water out of play. Mark Rowe is the one. I'm sure you'll see him just play for the front half of the green, take the bunkers out, take the water out. It's in to win, and if you go for it and come off your shot a little bit, there's the pond. Now David Howe. Five under. Dropped the shot at 17 in the end. That doesn't look so good. No, that was always going in the water. Graffasoni was unlucky. Howe was an erring. We're just coming off a run of 3 bogeys in a row. It's a little different to yesterday. That's just Parnevik's third at 16. Chip in the putt for a complete set of birdies on this hole. But again, cars will do. Cars in from here just can't be caught. He's the man all the photographers want to snap of. Not his best. Maybe he's got his eyes on the Rolex watch as well. He left the birdie every hole on the way in to catch Padraig Harrington. Harrington's at 63, not only winning that Rolex, of course, but putting him up way up through the field. And has every chance of a top 10 finishers. 1 or 2 of these late players fall away and continue to find the water at 18. Since that double bogey at 13, Rocker picked up a shot at 15, another 16, 17, and got his work cut out to say par at 18. Before, and we call it late summer or early autumn afternoon. Just know that it's ideal for golf. Good crowds and one or two desirable residences around Saint-Nom. David Howe into the dropping zone, the island in the middle of the pond. But careful. A little thin. I think for a club golf, a terrifying shot. But he's got a good old head on young shoulders, really. Still learning an awful lot, but he's got a mature outlook. Spence just awaiting his turn. He's been firing pars. And Colin Montgomery, this to prevent 4 bogeys in a row. Oh, great begun. Because with Ian Woosnam not playing that well, got a chance to really extend his lead at the top of the Volvo rankings. I guess that will be his target now. As here is Woosnam trying to save his par at 17. Must have got a little bit of a flyer with his third out of the rough. It was a good save from Montgomery, but even so, Parnevik makes this. The lead will be 6 with 2 to play. Go on. Just a fraction too much pace perhaps to take the borrow. Just having a look, maybe there's a bug, an insect on the ball. This is Ross Drummond. Beg your pardon, with Mark Rowe. Looking for a birdie, but at least he's made a par. And he's stopped that bogey burst. Shot 66-65 the weekend he won the 92 Lancôme. Now Ross Drummond not the calmest of bunker shots. In fact, came out and almost hopped right across the green into the left-hand trap. Hasn't dropped the shot since the 8th. That's his only bogey so far. 3 birdies, so under the pressure he's played very well. He slips back to 600, and Montgomery just looking a little bit more set for second place now. A lot could have happened in the last 5 minutes because Montgomery holed from about the range that Drummond didn't. Could very easily have been the other way around and they would have been level. That view will give you an idea of the power of Parnevik. And gives you an idea of the accuracy. Position 8 in the mayor's parlour. It's a 5 for Woosnam. how already played 3 with the drop. Oh, a nightmare hole. Best he can do is 5 double bogey. Colin Montgomery due to be reunited with coach Bill Ferguson next week at Loch Lomond, and maybe a little bit of work to do, just working out what's gone wrong with the tee shots. I'm sure Ferguson, one of our leading coaches, will spot whatever the problem is, and didn't look to be too much wrong with that one. Now Halfer is 5 at 18. Oh, it's a relief. He finishes 3 under, still has a smile, but inside he must be hurting. How much does that cost him? 3 drop shots in the last 2 holes. It's a bogey and a 71 for Costantino Rocca. Finish at 3 under. Can afford to feel disappointed with that, really, especially the standards that he sets himself, but he's once again well up in the top 5 or 6. There he is in a share of 4th place at the moment. The Volvo PGA champion has had a pretty good year. Well, the year coming alive for Jasper Parnevik, leads by 5. Jasper Parnevik is proving that when he leads a tournament, he takes some shifting. 5 ahead of Colin Montgomery. Montgomery, though, with his sights set on 2nd place and £72,000, and a chance to extend his advantage over Ian Woosnam, who's just coming off a bogey at 17 and is 5 behind Monty. Trying to par that at the pin, but may have gone right. Oh, it's destined for the water. It's off the bridge out. It's going to go in the other side. He couldn't do that again if he tried. 1 bounce onto the bridge, 2 bounce onto the island. An awkward stance, but it's above ground. Well, at least he can see the funny side of it. Going to take a little bit of catching now is Colin Montgomery. There you are, look, 1 on the bridge. There it goes. Now you think that must roll down the hill into the water, doesn't. Parnevik 2nd into 17. Oh. He just is not putting a foot wrong. It would have been very easy in the early stages when Colin Montgomery was making those 5 birdies in a row to press too much yourself, but kept it to his own game plan. Knew the shots were coming. If Colin Montgomery kept making birdies, nothing he could do about it. More worried about his own game. This is the view of 17. They fly over that bunker on the right, across the dog leg, and we go to 18. What shot you want to fall back on? Now, wouldn't that be some 3?
That's 152. 152. Yep.
Christmas has gone from Monty's game. He just needs a little bit of fine-tuning now, trying to work it out for himself, but because he has predicted Mark Rowe laying up on 18. The pin 20 paces back, and that's a bit pacey. to revert to Plan B next year. Drummond also playing for the front section of the green to take most of the trouble out. Birdie putt, but be delighted to get down in 2. Should be good enough for 3rd place now, but you never know. And this week should just about push Ross firmly into the top 50 and get him a place at Valderrama for the grand finale of the season, the Volvo Masters. And it's never too late, and reaping the rewards for all the hard work that he puts in. Well, they all work hard. It's nice to see it pay off for 1 or 2. And a little from Mark Rose, and pretty good. Made birdies here on each of the first 2 days. Starting with 68, 68, and then a 69. He's got that one for a 69. 4 rounds under 70. Very consistent. And this hole yielded a birdie for Monty yesterday, but I fancy the way things are going. It won't today. All he really needs to do is avoid the water at 18, and then it should be okay for 2nd. No, Mark Rowe attacking that one as well. So next week on Eurosport, all 4 days of the Loch Lomond, 2 hours each day. Slightly better hours as well, around about tea time, early evening. Mark Robson will be in this seat, probably working on a poem even now. Robson meets Robbie Burns, eh? And it's the Lindy German Masters in October. I'm back for that one. We've also got all 4 days of the Toyota World Match Play Championship, and Mark will also be at Valderrama for the Volvo Masters. Well, he could so easily have made the last 2. He looks annoyed, but I think he's pretty happy. Busy week next week, of course, the Solheim Cup down at St Pierre, and good luck to our girls. Well, everybody at Eurosport, so they can bring the trophy back to Europe. Mentioned Paul Eales, we didn't see him finish. A tidy round from Eales, a 70. He's in at 2 under, and I should think that's good enough for a top 10 place. Silvio Grappasoni, 75. Bogey for Jamie Spence. So he too 3 under now.
Just stand, please.
At least he's stopped the rock, more conventional par, but I'll have to sit down and just work out what went wrong after such a fabulous start. Now Woosnam for an unlikely closing par. Didn't turn. Feel a poem coming on. How about Rose the Red, Violet the Blue? Parnevik's 13 under. Loses 2. Not quite. Overall, slightly disappointing week for Ian Woosnam. Didn't get the start that he wanted and has to settle for a 73 to finish 2 under. There's a 73 also for Mark Rowe. It's again an expensive run of 4 bogeys in the last 5 holes. So here's the champion-elect. Difficult to see how he could throw this away. I suppose there is out of bounds behind the green. Just so a nice front half will do. Because he laid up a little yesterday, just off the front edge, and hold that outrageous putt for a 2. Perfect. Absolutely exactly what he had to do. I guess if you're leading by 5, you can pull the pressures off. There's Mrs. Parnevik, Mia, and daughter, I do. Josephine, so I suppose it's Mamma Mia. And there's Mrs. Monty.
Please.
The 3rd day running he's missed this green on the left hand side. It was chipped in on Friday. And again, I suppose that was the safe side. If he flirted with the water, he could have perhaps let Ross Drummond in for a share of 2nd place, so even a bogey will be good enough for runner-up. Finally, Jamie Spence. Oh, yeah. Anywhere just a little right and into the water. It really wasn't that bad a shot. But you can understand why the likes of Mark Rowe and 1 or 2 other prefer just to lay up to the front of the green. Final look at 18, everything falls away to that pond. Jasper Parnevik 4 years ago at St. Mary and jumped into the pond after a particularly bad round at the side of 18. This has been a very good round. I wonder if he's going to get wet again. Meanwhile, let's just tidy up Ross Drummond's round. This for a 69. All 4 rounds below 70 for Drummond. Splendid week. 3rd place. Jasper Parnevik, it's a lovely march down 18 towards the green, because when we return, we'll see Parnevik clinch the Trophée Lancôme. Well, there he is. Light up the victory cigar. Deserves it. Jasper Parnevik, about to win the 27th Trophée Lancôme. Rounds of 66, 69 and 66, and took all that Colin Montgomery could throw at him. Monty needing a 4 for 2nd place. Jamie Spence into the water, into the island dropping zone.
Hey, guys,
He's not talking to Montgomery and Parnevik. He's talking. It's very difficult to keep everyone controlled behind the 9th and the 18th greens. A lot of movement. Not as fun as the one we held yesterday. We're looking for the turn from left to right again, laying it off 3 or 4 feet. There we go, now start to turn in. No, not really moving. A little bit of a misread. Mia and Ida, badges that got them in. Wait, almost over. This one for a level past 70 for Colin Montgomery. And 17 holes. So far only 7 pars. 5 birdies, 5 bogeys. I think he'd settle for second. A day that started so well, promised so much. And when you make 5 birdies in a row and you're Colin Montgomery, you don't imagine that you will play the remaining 13 holes without a 6th birdie. That's what happened. That's what's cost him the tournament. Jamie Spence for his 4, and for a round of 74. Just searching for that consistency. Good first round, good third round, but in between, not quite as good. But here's the champion. Is this the last putt? Would have been tidy. Didn't take the cigar out. First bogey of the round matters not, because Jasper Parnevik is the 1996 winner of the Trophée Lancôme. The first Swede to win this trophy, and confirming that he is a real force in the world of golf. 66, 69, 66 and 67. Mentally so tough and coming through. Well, there, confirmation of the scores. You can see Padraig Harrington at 63 and him a whole pile of dosh as well. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage on Eurosport of the Trophée Lancôme. Let's say Mark Robson will be in next week. I'll be back at the beginning of October for the German Masters, which as it stands probably my last men's event on Eurosport, so let's make it a party, and I hope that you can join me for all 4 days from Berlin. We'll leave you with the actress Christina Really presenting that distinguished trophy, a distinctive trophy, to Jasper Parnevik. Well deserved. He wins by 5. That's it. I'll see you next month. Take care of yourselves. Till then, from me, Steve Beddoe. Cheerio.
PGA European Tour was brought to you by Volvo.